I don't know why people think that I changed. I'm still the same JC, still funny, still Bancho is still around. I knew people were gonna talk and say stuff. Yeah, let's get into this video.
Cartel got me working for the big faces. Federale got my car full of brick cases. Hit the pen with a grin, there ain't no faking. I was picked to my back for my shoelaces. Got out, should've seen the look on their faces. All jealous cause your boy stacking hella paper. Set up by the crew, they done put a banger in the trunk of my car and left me to hang there. No thing, then attorney went and beat the case. Got a job digging holes for minimum wage. Had a dream that Kato said he proud of me. Stay here, don't leave, keep doing your thing. Quit the drugs, but you know I went back to selling. 6-time failing, I went back to prison. Got my head right, got my bread right. Push these weights like a kilo in a tailpipe. Trying to do right, I got a mission. Trying to give back to my boys in the prison. The old me's gone, I ain't never.
Hey, what's up guys? My name's JC. I am raw and strong. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss nothing. If you're part of my team, mi familia, mi raza, you already know what time it is. Súbanse a la Suburban. We're about to take a ride. What's up guys? How you doing today? I should say, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of JC's Chronicles. I'm still the same JC, man. I still laugh, I still joke. I just learned that I don't need to be saying, you know, the F-bomb. I don't need to be swearing. I just don't need to be vulgar. I don't need to be, a lot of things. I don't. And one of my biggest struggles that I have to say with my life and with this walk was forgiving. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's been hard for me. So I'm gonna share a story with you guys. So when we were little, my parents ended up splitting up the first time, and my dad ran to California because we had family in California, and my mom jumped on a train a couple of weeks later and followed him to California. He ended up, leaving us at a hotel. My mom obviously didn't know no English, and this made my mom make the decision of moving in with her brother-in-law that was the gentleman that molested and tortured me and my sisters. So throughout life, my dad, then him, and it just kept adding on and on and on about people that I just had really, really strong animosity against, very, very strong, bad, you know. It was in that order. I hated my dad for abandoning us, you know, and then I hated that person for what he did to me and my sisters. You know, for some reason he didn't allow us to have like toys or just things, so we had to just kind of wing it, you know what I mean? Imagination like crazy. So I was very solo, I would isolate myself a lot, and you know, I had these camouflage camo pants and a sweatshirt that I would wear all the time, and I would go out and pretend to be at war and, you know, shooting people, and I would just hide and just by myself. There was a lot of pain already there, a lot of trauma. But I remember one day, our neighbors had bikes, had Atari, had pretty much everything. They went to a private school. And one day I told my little sister, she was really little, so I mean, we're 3 years apart, so she must have been about 3. I was 6. We stole the bikes from the neighbors. I got her the girl bike. It was a little pink one, and I grabbed one of the bikes of the boys. And we left early in the morning. It was a Saturday. Early in the morning we left. And I knew what was gonna happen when we got back. I knew he was gonna beat me really, really bad. But it to me, seeing my sister so happy that day, using that bike, and us just wandering around the streets of Sacramento, California. There was a mall in front, there was a 7-Eleven, and I just remember bits and pieces, but to see her smile, to see her so happy, it was worth every, because I got a really bad beating that day. It was bad. I couldn't sit down for days, but it was worth it. And to this day, like, seeing her happy, a businesswoman, an entrepreneur, just like me, it's every second of that pain and trauma and everything that I went through. I bring this up because forgiving my dad and forgiving my uncle was one of the hardest things that I ever had to do in this walk that I'm walking on. It was hard to really, I guess, kind of figure out why I had to forgive and how it wasn't fair. Why me? And the more I read more passages and just more of the Bible, it all says it there, Luke 6:37, do not judge and you will not be judged. Do not condemn and you will not be condemned. Forgive and you will be forgiven. And, like I was saying, guys, I'm still the same person. I still joke. I still want to share parts of my story, and everything is still the same, just better. God made me this way. God gave me a sense of humor. God, gave me this laugh. God gave me the way that I work and do things. And yeah, I'll be the first one to admit I'm a little overboard when I get into like something. I go full 100. I have 2 gears, first and 10, and I've learned that I need to, I guess, slow down a little bit sometimes. But it's the way I've been programmed. It's the way that I've been, doing things my whole life, and it's gonna take a little bit of time. And like I said, guys, I'm new to this walk, so I'm happy. I'm sharing it. I'm talking about it, but it doesn't mean that I'm like different. I'm still me. I'm still JC. I still joke. I still, I just don't do certain things to, that I just don't feel comfortable with, and that's it. That doesn't mean that you have to change anything about yourself. That doesn't mean none of that stuff. My walk is my walk, and your walk is your walk. So, don't expect for me to be like, what gets me the most. Let me share this and get this off my chest first. What gets me the most is like, you see all these movies with like gangbangers throwing up gang signs and shootings and all these things, but all this is normal. But the moment I start, talking about Jesus and raising my hands up and stuff like that, people start calling me a Jesus freak, Judas. I mean, come on, man. Like, can a brother just catch a break? So my whole life, I've been depressed, you know, addicted to drugs and alcohol, women, money. I've been spent most of my life incarcerated, most of my life in dysfunctional relationships, most of my life just kind of winging it. You know, my moods, everything was bad. So now that I'm good, why is that bad? You know? When I first got with my wife, I didn't understand the whole forgiveness thing, because if you go back and watch her story, she went through something very, very, you know, crazy, and our stories are alike in so many ways but different. And she always told me about forgiveness, and I would be like, nah, I can forgive this, but I can't forgive that. And I was half, you know, one stepping over the line a little bit, coming back, like I was just doing it half. She made me watch the movie The Shack, and if you guys have watched that movie, it's a strong movie to watch. And I understood. But from that day on, I started forgiving, and I made a list of people that I had to forgive and people that I had to call to ask for amends. And it just made me, you know, it made me realize that in order to be forgiven, you have to forgive also. And like I said, guys, I'm still the same JC, still me here. Just different topics, man, because I don't want to talk about the old, like, gang stuff, prison stuff. I mean, I'll talk about my life and how it impacted. God came into my life many, many times while I was in prison, and I didn't see it because I was asleep. He came into my life many times while I was on the streets. He's always been there. He's always been there. It's time to wake up and actually start doing stuff to better ourselves. And if you want my advice, me picking up that Bible and reading it, studying it, dissecting it, has been the best step I've ever taken in my life. I've had the money, I've had the trucks, the cars, rap videos, and the peace and happiness that I feel in my soul is priceless. So, with that being said, pick up your Bible, man. At least 10 minutes every day. Read it. Really, really read it, and sit there in silence and ask yourself, what am I doing today to better myself? My name's JC. I am Wrong and Strong. Hey, don't judge nobody. Stay in your lane. Live savage. And remember, you have one life here, but you have a big one up there. Let's live it for him. Catch you guys on the rebound.